If you found this video, I trust that you have found the perfect message for the perfect time. Now, it will resonate for someone that might have some stagnation or confusion with a relationship, with a partnership. That's what I'm picking up. And I kept seeing blockages in the heart and the throat chakra. So I feel as though Spirit wanted me to remind you the relationship is not over yet. It is not done. It is, you don't need to lose hope, but this is an opportunity for you two to grow together, or you guys are going to be pushed away. So I feel like the heart is, there might be something between one or both of you where it's very hard to let someone in. Maybe you're opening up to very vulnerable spaces, and this can be very triggering for someone that may have wounding from the past. Then again, this could be you or the other person. And then the throat chakra, there is a need to express boundaries, and boundaries are not being expressed, and it's actually manifesting in this blockage between you two. So it's actually triggering the fights. It's triggering like this weird energy, if that's what you're feeling. And so it's important to start to work through these things and start to get curious. Get curious about what is going on and learn to collaborate together. So I think that maybe getting really clear on what it is that is specifically bothering you or triggering you, and then being able to communicate that to your partner. And instead of coming at it from a very like abrasive or like assertive way, really trying to have compassion from the other party, because I'm picking up on it is some childhood wounding from their half. So although their ego may show it up in a different way, if you can remember that this is some kind of trauma, some kind of thing that is holding them back, and because both of you have some weird energetic thing going on right now, it's leading to a big fight. And really it's not about the task at hand, right? The fight that you guys are specifically focused on. It's more so running away or escaping from this childhood wounding. And with this, Spirit is really urging you to get clear on that, to get clear with your partner, with your spouse, in order to be able to work through it together. Outside resources might be very helpful. Finding therapy, finding coaching, finding someone to help you guys be able to get through this hard time. And you guys, all you need is a changed perspective. So what I'm picking up on is actually that this is, you guys are seeing it the same way. You guys are portraying it or like speaking it in a way that is confusing. A lot of times, I truly believe that we all almost mean like the same thing. We just have different words or labels to identify the same underlying emotion. So if you can learn to listen to the energy that is underneath the words rather than the specific words being said, it might help you understand where your partner is coming from. And remember, you are the magician. So if this is something that you want to keep, you can keep it. You can keep it because you are the co-creator of your life. Instead of waiting for Spirit and saying like, hey, is this relationship right for me or is it not? What do you want, right? We're always so worried about being in alignment and doing this or that, right? And it's like, instead, can you learn to like follow your heart sometimes? Because, you know, you can rely on these outside signs and synchronicities, but sometimes that's our mind playing tricks on us too. Not that signs and synchronicities are bad, right? But like sometimes we fail to recognize like the depth and the intelligence that we actually have within ourselves. And I'm hearing follow your heart. Follow your heart. So if you love this partner, if you love this relationship, then there's something to it. And that's not to say that this is going to be a long-lasting relationship and it's going to be everything. I'm no guru. I can't tell you that. But what I could say is that I feel as though your heart will never lead you astray. And there is something so big here for both of you. Okay, it is probably long-term. I did just see babies. I saw babies. Now that can be you guys starting a family together. That could be a beautiful thing. You guys could be getting married. You could be having children or starting a family. But if that's not something that resonates, you guys are birthing something into this world that is so beautiful. But it comes back to you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to collaborate with your partner. And I feel as though you may have a pretty good time speaking exactly what it is on your mind. Your partner may shy away a little bit, and that's okay. But it might be very helpful to find those outside resources so that way you can learn to communicate together, right? So I really do feel like finding outside resources here. I think really the Hierophant is coming up. I feel like it's time to get a little stern with your own self. And what I mean by that is I feel a wishy-washy energy where if somebody puts in, 10%, you're going to put in 10%. If somebody puts in 100%, then you'll be full force and you'll do 100% too. And I think that this is creating like this energetic imbalance. It's important to be honest and vulnerable, but I think that this person is responding to your wishy-washy energy and they're seeing that they can't trust the relationship, and so they're reacting in that way. So if you can learn to continue to show up and trust that you are in this relationship for the right reasons and that it is going to treat you well, and giving your 100% as much as you can, right? We're human and life happens and things, can be really hard for us. But I think that there's this time for reflection on yourself to see where you may be pulling back. And I feel as though this pulling back energy is because you're afraid of getting hurt. You're scared to trust. And what Spirit is asking, I saw your heart chakra open. I saw you open your heart space. This is going to take a little work. This is going to take removing the walls that have been placed upon you from maybe this relationship, but I'm really feeling like this is past relationships, childhood upbringing. It's time to start new. I saw like a chapter book close. And so what I'm feeling like is maybe you're holding on to programming or hurts or pains from the past and thinking that they're going to manifest again. And remembering that you are the magician. So if you believe that, if you send that energy out, that's what's going to happen. But you are the creator as well. So you don't have to live that out. You don't have to call that destiny. And you can still keep this partner, the one that you actually want, but it's going to take a little self-reflection. It's going to take being a little bit stern with yourself, facing the underlying wishy-washiness, looking at that, and being able to consciously create what it is that you want to create. So if it is a family with this person, if it is, marriage, moving in together, whatever it is, you need to be able to see past this lower vibrational energy that you guys are playing into. I see it as like game playing right now. And that's okay because you're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect your heart. But in order to move past it and to, like I see this as the warrior card right now, like you're pushing forward, you're moving past these lower vibrational energies, this emotion, so that way you can come to a common ground and find resolution. With the Judgment card here, I feel as though you get to choose. You have to have that discernment here. What is actually happening in this present moment? What is okay? What isn't okay in this relationship dynamic? And expressing those needs, yes. But then also looking at yourself and realizing what triggers are actually real in this present moment and what is coming from your past. Let's see what else. Yeah. It's breaking free from the illusion that you placed on yourself. Now, this came from someone else, so don't take that the wrong way. But you can break free of this illusion. You can begin a new relationship. You don't have to bring the past relationships into this new dynamic. And I feel as though once you cut that veil, once you release the blindfold from your eyes and realize that you are the creator of your own life, there's nothing that can stop you. Again, I just saw that flash, that image of having children, right? So you guys are meant to birth something beautiful, but you have to get out of this lower frequency. You have to get out of whatever is bothering you. And remember that this is a choice. If this video doesn't resonate and you want to end it, then you have to trust your heart on that one. And don't let me persuade you one way or the other, right? But it's really about listening to yourself. Do you want to play and repeat the same cycle? Or do you want to move into a new cycle, right? Because it's like we pull out different layers of people. I know I have experienced this in relationships where I have been one person, maybe a lower vibrational, catty energy, even toxic at times, right? In a certain relationship. And then when presented with a different dynamic, with someone who might be a little bit healthier in the relationship, it's easier for me to be healthy, right? So remembering that our shadow aspect sometimes can pull out different varieties of people, varieties of personalities. Out of someone, right? You show up differently to your mom than you would your partner, your spouse. You show up differently to a friend that you may not know very well compared to your best friend, right? Because this is different layers and you have different dynamics. So, where am I going with that? Remembering, like, having that accountability in a sense of remembering that maybe because of your past, because of your traumatic background or whatever is going on, that you may be pulling out a different version of this person and they don't want to act in that way. And that sounds horrible, but I do this too. So I'm not judging, nothing, right? But it's like, so if we can learn to always come back to ourselves and look at our reactions, look at the way that we respond to life, then we can release it. And what happens is naturally the vibration raises. Naturally, you're going to heal. Naturally, that person is going to respond differently. And here's the thing, if you keep putting it back onto yourself, either this relationship is going to fizzle out on its own naturally, or it's going to bring you guys so much closer together. So instead of pointing the blame, looking at the other person and saying, I need this person to do this, it's looking at your own triggers and really working on yourself. I do this too, and I hope this isn't too like abrupt or hurtful, right? It's going to take a little work. It's going to take a little work, but it's not anything that you haven't been through before. And I feel as though like this is a work where I love this kind of work, where is the good stuff. It's not what you're being asked right now is to trust the process because Spirit wants to give you something so beautiful, so big. So can you trust it? Can you put in the work and realize like what you're headed for is so much bigger than you. It's so much bigger than you both. It is something that is going to lead you to highest fulfillment that you don't even know you want yet. But it's going to take a little bit of work, and just remembering that you are being led to your highest path, whether it is with this relationship or without. Let's get a final few cards here just to close this out. You're the artist. You get to choose. You get to create. It is so hard to work through these triggers, and you know, it's always good to remember that you have a choice. You don't have to do this, right? But it's like thinking consciously about how you want to create your life. Do you want to repeat the same cycles? Do you want to live out the same cycles that maybe you were taught as a child? Or do you want to create something new, something beautiful? Because you have that opportunity. With the babies coming up, this is all about creation. This is about something new. And who knows what's waiting on the other side of your healing, of both of yours healing. And as you begin to heal your part, what's going to happen is I'm seeing your partner, your spouse, shining a bright ray. And to me, what that's telling me is that your partner is going to heal too. By you healing and you coming back to your sovereign self, by you taking accountability for your stuff, you're no longer pushing the energy at your partner and they want to like kind of revolt, right? The analogy that I always use is like a dog. If you're chasing after a dog, the dogs are going to chase away. But as soon as you come to your sovereign self and you stop playing with the dog's going to come and try to chase you. And so it's the same thing in the relationship dynamic. Put the energy back onto yourself, heal yourself, your triggers, your responses. And what's going to happen is that's going to motivate your partner to do the same. And if there's a big fight right now, what I'm seeing is like your partner coming and apologizing to you, right? So you're going to get what you want out of the situation, but it's just going to take a little bit of you looking at yourself. This person is your knight in shining armor. Like masculine, feminine, that is fluid. So if you're a man, that's okay too. But this person is someone that is here for you, that is going to show you a whole new layer, a whole new depth to a relationship, how it should have always been in past relationships. They're going to heal your heart, but you have to allow that person to come in. You have to break down those walls and open yourself up to be able to receive. I hope that this message resonated with you. I am sending you so much love, and I know that you can smash this out of the park. I'll see you in one of my next videos.